Okay, I wanted to get on here today and tell you guys about a dream that I had last night. I'm doing this at work so you get the lovely view of the alley behind my salon. Okay, in the dream, I was in a room and I think my husband and I were both to go to this dance. I think we were supposed to chaperone it, but I'm not sure. But I just know we were going to a dance. So I was given a gown to put on. So I put the gown on. And then the lady that was with me, I don't know who she was, but she had me take off my old nylons and she gave me a new pair. And they were gold and they had these really pretty gold decorations on them. So I put them on. And then she told me to go to sleep and rest until it was time to do my hair. Sometime later she came in and woke me up and she said, "I have something very important to tell you." So I sat up and I said, "Okay, what is it?" And she said, "Either Iran or Israel has just been bombed." And I believe it was a nuclear because it was something really big. So I jumped up, I still had my gown on, and I ran out to the TV, but the TV was off. And I thought that was odd because I knew my husband and my dad would be watching the news. So I turned around to her and I said, "Where's my mom, where's my dad, and where's Brian?" And she said they were too upset to watch it. They couldn't stand it. So they went outside to just relax. So I waited a little bit longer and they finally came back in the house. And when they came in, I saw that my husband had on black leather pants and a leather coat. He never turned around so I couldn't see the front of him, but on the back of his coat, down at the bottom, I saw words. It looked like a scripture that was written on the bottom of his jacket. And the only other thing I did was I turned around and I hugged my dad. And then I went to the next scene. In the next scene, I was at my brother's house. We were outside on the sidewalk. This is the house where I grew up in. And I was standing there, and all of a sudden, when I looked up over this mountain that is across from our house, I saw all these people walking over the mountain and down over the hillside. They were walking side by side, like two in a row, or in a single file, in a line, but they were two together. They walked in twos. And they were walking over this mountain, and I could hear them singing. And so then I watched them for a little bit, and then the singing got louder. So I looked up in the sky, and I heard all this more singing coming from the sky. And I knew that they were angels. I couldn't see them, but I knew they were angels singing down at us. And the whole sky was full of them. I looked back up on the mountain, and the people were getting closer. And there were some famous people that were in this group, like maybe a celebrity or something. I watched as they continued to come closer to me, and then they came to the house. And some sat on the sidewalk and talked and visited, and the other ones just kind of stood around. And the noise was still louder yet, so I looked up, and the angels were still singing down to us here on earth. And then all of a sudden I saw the sky open up. It looked like it opened up in a couple different places. And these things were being lowered down to the earth, and I don't know what they were. I'm really sorry. All I could remember is I know they were green. I thought at first they were green trees or maybe big clumps of earth, but they were coming down through these holes through the sky. And then the next thing that happened is my mom was behind me, and she said that I could go home in 3 days. The lady that used to own our house, she passed away a few years ago. But in the dream, my mom said that she was home to visit for 3 days. She would be here 3 days. And Sunday, she would be going back home. And she said, once she leaves, you'll be able to go home. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The people that used to own our house, their names are June and Joe Boyd. The woman, June, she outlived her husband. So she was, like I said, she just passed away a couple years ago. So she was the last one living there. And I just thought that was odd. I don't know if June means the month of June. I'm not saying that. I really don't know. I just found the whole dream pretty interesting and pretty symbolic. So anyways, that's what happened. I heard the news, and then watching the people come down over the mountain kind of reminded me of that song When the Saints Go Marching In. They were really happy, and they were just walking and singing. And then the whole sky was full of angels, and they were singing down at us. And then the sky opened up, and then my mom said that this lady was going to stay at her house for 3 days, and then after that I was able to go home. So that was the dream. And I think that's all that happened. I just thought it was pretty cool, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So if anybody has any interpretations or thoughts on it, you're welcome to drop me a line. I'd be very interested. So God bless you guys.